Welcome to Listening to Paint Dry with Mike and Dan, a podcast about the art and hobby of miniature painting. I'm Dan.
And I'm Mike. Thank you for joining us as we strive to become better, braver, happier painters. Today, we have a bit of a special show because we're doing it remote and we're doing it in person. It'll be the first time Dan and I recorded in the same room. Usually we do it online. And so this is kind of weird, man.
It is, because I have to look at you now instead of hiding, and I have to put clothes on.
Yes, that's a big thing. No more naked podcasting.
Well, we'll change that. So you'll hear some people come in and out every once in a while, and you might even hear some people screaming because they rolled, I don't know, snake eyes or 12s or something like that, because we have some gamers here. But we're going to stay in the back room, and we're going to, Mike's going to paint, and I'm going to play with my Battletech stuff.
Yeah, we probably should say that we are at Game Garrison in Fredericksburg, Virginia. It's the same location that we took the class with Eric Swinson in, and we want to thank them for allowing us to occupy some space of theirs today.
That is right.
So Dan, you have a lot going on, and so I am going to just turn it over to you. I'm going to paint. I'm working on a Raptor Kill Team. And you'll find out more reason why, because that is definitely an odd thing for me to paint. And so, Dan, why don't you kind of take it away, and I'll chime in as we kind of go on.
Well, Mike, we're going to start this off with some sponsorship news.
Wait. We got a sponsor?
Well, not really. We're actually going to be the sponsor.
Damn it. That didn't work out the way I was hoping it would.
No, it doesn't.
All right, so talk to me about it. What's going on?
Somehow, some way, I got stuck. Well, let me backtrack a little bit. So, besides BattleTech, which you guys have heard me talk about, that I really enjoy this game a lot, and my history with it. But the other game that I kind of play when I have a chance is Kill Team from GW, and I know that we don't talk about that too much. So somehow, after a couple of emails and some back and forths, Listening to Paint Dry podcast is going to be sponsoring the Squad Goals painting competition at the Kill Team Open in Baltimore Inner Harbor, and that is going to be in February. Let's see, what date is 19th and 20th. So we got about 6 months or so. We're going to help judge. We're going to be sponsoring some prize support. We get our name out there and help these guys out, because I really do enjoy the Kill Team game itself. Usually 40K and the dinging get in the way sometimes. So, but a lot of people play the regular 40K game, and this is just a niche kind of game that's a lot of fun. And it does seem to have a decent following in certain areas, so I just wanted to hop on board. And before I got a chance to say I really just want to play this, I got called to help out with the art competition or the painting competition. So it's going to be kind of lax. This is the first year that they're doing this, and the first year for this painting competition. So it's going to be kind of small, and it's going to be limited. We're only going to have 2 categories. It's going to be single one unit for now, and then as things grow, we'll probably add more. We do want to make sure that it's Kill Team centric. So, we don't, right now, no vehicles and, no weird monsters and stuff like that for now. But we'll see how we expand this out. They do want to make sure that this is a legal kill team for the former or the current rules. So it's all going to be GW figures. For the actually not even for the whole part, it's going to be GW figures. And as I said, as the turnout is, if we get a large turnout, we'll expand to other categories and maybe even have open categories. You can go to killteamopen.com. There's going to be more details as the months go on with how we'll be judging, who the judges will be, how we're going to go about with displays and things like that. But that's all I have on that one. If you're looking for some free advertising, we could use it. We could also use sponsors because, since we're going to be going into bankruptcy, we need all the help that we can get.
Yeah, man. How are we going to pay for this?
I don't know, but hopefully someday we'll get a sponsor instead of being the sponsor. But we enjoy it. We like to make sure that the game systems and our hobby really are continuing to grow. that's something that we want to do and we want to support, especially if it's going to be on the artist side, because hey, we love painting.
Yeah, and that's kind of an important thing to note too, is that part of the nature of the podcast is the belief that all of these subsets of the hobby are interrelated. That, while there's definitely a difference between gamers and painters, there doesn't have to be. We can learn from gamers. Painters can learn from gamers. Gamers can learn from painters. We can learn from model truck people. We can learn model trains, etc. It doesn't matter. We all should be one community, and so hopefully, this will help spread the love of the community. So
yes, exactly.
All right. What else? Let's see. Besides that, though, man. Talk to me. You just were down in North Carolina, right?
Yep. I don't know if we talked about it on the show or not.
We have not. No,
we didn't. So, perusing the interwebs, I stumbled upon a BattleTech tournament. So I jumped in with both feet. I had to relearn how to play the game and how to play Alpha Strike because it has been a long time since I've done it. And I got to travel to North Carolina. It was a nice drive. It's beautiful out there. It was cold. It was hot.
What city?
This was Winston-Salem.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
you know what? You had talked about this at some point offline with me.
Okay.
Because we talked about you were going to go down to right with the Wake Forest territory.
Yes, that's right. So the tournament was at a school, and it was right there on the campus. Essentially, it was on the campus. So it was really cool. It was really neat. It was a couple weeks ago. It was called Southern Assault. There was about 40 of us that were playing. I fell, after everything was done, I fell right smack dab in the middle of the scores, and I didn't care because I was just there to have fun. I got there on a Friday, and there was a bunch of us that just wanted to brush up on how to play the game, and we were lucky enough to stay there very, very late, just talking about painting, talking about how to play the game, and just having fun. And it was quite a great experience. I had a lot of fun. I met some fantastic people who I'll talk about here in a couple minutes, and it was definitely a joy. It was good to see the how a gaming community really can work together. People weren't about winning; they just wanted to go and just have fun. And I know that there's some angst sometimes, and sometimes there's some bad blood with certain games, and all about winning and having negative attitudes. But I saw absolutely none of that. So if y'all want to go on over to a really good game with a super awesome community, we'll have you. We'll show you how to play the game. It only takes a couple minutes, and the rules don't change very much. I think once in the last 30-something years. That's about it. So one thing I will say really, really quick, and Mike and I don't really talk about this a whole lot, but I did. There was a painting competition, and I did okay. I was in the top 3, and I was happy about that. I didn't win because I'd be jumping up and down, and we'd have pictures all over the place. And I couldn't win because the armed painter was there, and if you guys know this guy, he's a shit hot painter when it comes to mechs, and I think he started out in 40K also. Yeah, I got an awful lot to learn before I compete against him, and hopefully someday we'll have him on the show because he deserves to be recognized for his work in painting and some of the other stuff that he does for our community and for the our gaming realm.
Well, congratulations, man! That's awesome. Well, you should be super proud about that.
I'm pretty excited. I was, when I first went in, I didn't know what to expect. You see, every time you go to a gaming competition, or even painting, that people don't show their list. They don't show their figures if it's a painting competition, so you don't really see what's out there. And so, BattleTech is kind of peculiar. It's very, very niche. And I didn't know what to expect. And I was pretty impressed with a lot, if not most of the paint jobs. They did put time into it. There was some fantastic fading. You have to do modular, what is that called? I forgot the term for that technique. When you're doing tanks and vehicles. Yeah, that's me being dumb. There was a lot of that. Gosh, it was amazing. A lot of great blending, especially when you have little robots that are smaller than Space Marines. So there was some really good paint jobs out there. Great bases. There was a pretty good turnout. So all the way around, it was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to having more games with these fellas and gals. There were people from I think all the way from Pennsylvania. I think someone might have been up further north than that, all the way down to southern Florida, coming up for just one weekend. So the whole East Coast were represented, and some of the guys in the central U.S. They came from like Indiana, Iowa, Alabama, Georgia, stuff like that. But it was really cool, especially if it was only 40 of us. So we bonded pretty well. It was pretty good. And I really don't think Mike is listening because he's busy painting some eyeballs or something. But that's all right.
I'm not painting eyeballs. I'm edge highlighting. And I am paying attention. I was going to go, oh, man, Dan's got some new friends, and that's awesome.
I do. I have some new friends. And some of them are podcasters. And actually, this is probably a good time to talk about some of these fellas. So there are some people that I definitely want to shout out because they made this a great experience. So Robert or Bobby from Fortress Miniatures. Holy crap, he's the one who ran this thing. He's another one we're gonna have to get into the shop to the show sometime because his house is essentially a museum. It was a pretty freaking amazing to see the great stuff that he had, and he does concentrate pretty much specifically for BattleTech. So if you're into BattleTech, go check out Fortress Miniatures. If you're not into BattleTech or you want to get involved, go take a look because he's got just about everything you need.
Go ahead.
Austin and Justin from Death Ray Designs. Fantastic fellas, great painters. They make a lot of terrain that we see at regular tournaments because they do Infinity, they do 40K, they do AOS. They just started to branch into BattleTech because BattleTech is fun. So great fun terrain pieces there. You can go take a look at those guys at deathraydesigns.com. Josh and Dustin from the Mech Bay podcast. Those are the first guys that I ran into, and we just started somehow we figured out we had podcasts and we were joking around about all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of interesting to actually speak with someone from a podcast that's not talking about painting because it's kind of foreign to them. So it was pretty funny to have some. And we had some really great conversations about that. So it was a lot of fun. And then Mario or Mr. Brute from the Wolfnet radio podcast. It's I think this tournament was based off of some of the rules they came up with. These are some of the big hitters in the BattleTech realm when it comes to podcasting. So it was great to meet all those folks, and we hope to have some collaboration with them someday soon. I think we can do some fun stuff and get a different perspective on how to run a real podcast, and then we can actually have some more people in.
I would settle down about that. Let's keep our expectations low about
keep those expectations low.
All right, be a real podcast or not.
And lastly is I have new friends. So now it's like I think I might have as many friends as I have or we have listeners. So Will, Jonas, Chris, Matt, Aaron, Ryan, Don, Adam, Jerry, Ken, Nick, Doug, and all those others that I missed out there. It was a good time. I look forward to meeting up with you all again and playing. I know some of us are local. We will definitely have to get together. And those that aren't local, we hope to be able to travel to your area and play some games because it was a lot of fun.
So now you're just name dropping now.
That's why I only use first names because I didn't want to scare everybody about like the super heavy hitters. Not like Mike's painting friends. We're just normal dudes that want to play games and stomp on people's head with giant robots.
That's fun, I don't know. You know most of the same people I know painting world anyway. So.
Yeah, I know. You talk to them, I just dream about it.
And whose fault is that?
I really wish they would talk to me. Not really, but seriously.
All right. Thanks. Let's see. You got all the names.
That's it. So, that's all that I really have.
All right. Well, what's going on? What else is going on, man? You have a note here about schoolwork you were going to talk about.
Yeah. So, when I don't get to paint, I have to do work, and when I don't do work, I have to take classes so I can be smart, because I'm not like all the rest of y'all out there. So one of the things I'm doing is I'm going to be a creativity coach. So I'm looking for clients, and those are pro bono. So if you don't like U2, I'll do it for free. Let me try that again.
Really? No, that is totally staying in the podcast. That is totally staying.
No, I'll say the whole thing over again.
No. That's not going to be natural.
Okay.
We're leaving it in, man.
All right.
This is live. We're doing it live.
Yeah. Please reach out to me at listeningtopaintdry@gmail.com if you want to up your painting and hobby game. Like I said, this is going to be free. It's just to help people along that have ideas. As a different format and process that normal painting coaching is. Well, this isn't just about painting. It's to be about any kind of thing. Think of it as a life coach, but for painters. Yeah.
I wish we could have. We should have been listening to Paint Dry. That would have been a lot better. Probably.
We should have been listening to Paint Dry. What?
You said when in the whole mess up thing that you did that won't be aired. You said listening to Paint Dry. That sounds much better. You know, it's like Paint Dry.
We're gonna paint Dray.
Paint Dray.
All right. So hey, Mike, that's enough for me. And looks like you're getting bored over there painting. So what's been going on in your painting world, dude? And then I can stop talking and start scraping this metal 15-pound piece of metal BattleTech right here.
Well, what's going on with me? Of course, as everybody is probably tired of hearing about, I am still in the throes of finishing that giant iguana known as Smog. Actually, I'm getting closer and closer. I'm hoping to be done with it in the next 2 weeks.
I am too. I'm tired of listening to it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm tired of looking at it.
Yeah, I bet you're. And for y'all that I know you all have seen this thing, but when you really see it, it's huge. There's no way in the world I would do anything like that. So good on you, Mike, for taking on that beast of a figure.
Yeah. Well, actually,
if you want to call it a figure, it's
not so much of a miniature.
It's definitely not a miniature.
We'll call it a statue, maybe. A couple other things have been going on. The first thing is that I have now another commission for the Robotech box game.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I was thinking I was in good shape that he only originally dropped off the Robotech stuff.
Okay.
The Earth Defense Force, isn't that what it is?
Yep, okay.
Then all of a sudden the Zentradi showed up too, so then I'm like, damn it, that's twice the work. But, hopefully I'll get it.
Spray it white and throw some green contrast on it to be just fine.
Right, exactly. Wow, that was a weird rattling noise.
Yeah, I know. What is that? Oh, someone's actually throwing dice. So, hey, is this from the Kickstarter from many, many years ago, or is this?
Yes, it is, but he bought it. He actually has family in St. Louis, and he found it a couple of years ago in Miniature Market on their clearance side because the box had a hole in it. It had shipping damage, so we got it for $25.
Huh.
So he got the whole set.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So no, I mean, yeah, that's a steal.
We could probably do a whole entire episode on that Kickstarter.
Right. Exactly. So I have that, and the problem is that he hired a friend's 12-year-old to put them together.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be some work to do to clean that up. They all only have the single lens head on them instead of your typical Valkyrie with the 2 ears and the
bunny rabbit thing.
Yeah, it's hard to I don't know the lingo for it, but let's just say that I'm going to switch out the heads. The Valkyrie versions, which are where they're in the jet with leg mode. All their arms are poised up, so it looks like they're surrendering.
Oh.
Or they're all doing the wave. I don't know.
Are they in the land position?
Well, there's three. There's the full Valkyrie, jet, and then the halfway mode. Okay. Valkyrie, Guardian.
That's it. There, Guardian. That's the term they use.
And so that's there. And then I'm I've been a little bit working on the Morlock from Eric's class, and I'm still working on. I have my first historical piece I'm working on is Anu Geisha from Nut's Planet, and that's a female samurai. If you have a chance to look into the history of the Anu Geisha, it's actually very interesting. They were super powerful for a very long time in Japan. They fought alongside regular samurai. Originally, they were trained to be part of home defense, but I guess there's an empress, and if I would have thought about this, I would have blocked out more notes on it, but I guess there was an empress who was also a warrior as well, and it's really cool, really interesting history. I'll have to do a little bit more later on that at some point. But those are kind of the main projects that I have. I bought a couple of 3D prints from a studio that actually is not far from where I live. So those actually were delivered at my house today while we are here recording. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. I'd like to actually potentially have a relationship with them because it'll take me 10 minutes to drive and pick up instead of ship because I can't get another person I know that has a 3D printer to get his ass in gear and actually print shit.
You know what? That asshole has 2 printers and one just sits there and doesn't do anything.
He's the worst, man. He is the worst.
If I ever see that guy, I want to punch him in the face.
Yeah. Do it twice. Once for me, once for you.
Okay.
But do mine first. That way,
Okay.
Yeah, do mine first. So that's kind of what's on the plate. I have a bunch of interviews that are scheduled coming up here.
Stop being a slacker, man. You got to get those interviews out.
No, these are new ones. I only have 2 that are in the can right now.
We have more interviews to do?
Yeah.
Damn, man, you're busy.
We still have to do Will Hahn. Ron Hawkins.
Yeah, okay.
Rogland Studios from Sweden.
Okay.
They want to be on the show.
Yeah. That's German. Never mind.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a little more German.
After they took over, so yeah.
Eric is supposed to help us get a certain painter who knows how to do loaded brush technique on the show.
Yeah, let's not even talk about that one.
And a certain German artist who's very very good at painting emotions and narrative style painting.
And we're gonna have some cool BattleTech people on.
Yeah, and then we're gonna mix in BattleTech stuff, and that's what's really interesting. And I'm hoping this is the direction the show is gonna come out. I think we're just gonna kind of scrap the concept of a mandatory production date. We have a lot going on. Well, we have a lot going on, and so instead of worrying about it and say, okay, I'm gonna hold this episode for. I recorded this interview.
If you did, you put it out, man. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. We were kind of stuck on every 2 weeks we would put something out, and I understand. It actually makes sense at some level to do that because what happens is that gives me space and time, but I'm just going to keep pushing out. We'll have interviews coming out. By the time you've heard this, you will have heard the Stephen Garcia episode. That's ready to go out. And then the one after that will be Bryce Kokenauer. Then we have another episode that you and I recorded, basically doing a summer review.
What? That hasn't gone out yet?
No, it hasn't gone. I love the way you pay attention to what happens in the podcast. No.
Mike. That should have been out months ago, man.
Well, that would have been interesting if it was months ago because we didn't record it months ago. We only recorded it 2 weeks ago.
What?
Because remember, we did a double episode where we did the review of Game Envy, we did the.
I think I was drinking that night.
Probably.
Can't hold my liquor. It's just a half a cup of milk.
But otherwise, man, that's really. I mean, that's another one. This will come out after it, but I'm going to tell you, we haven't done it yet. Salute is this weekend that we're recording this, and that's a wargaming convention with a painting competition in London or outside of London. And we're actually going to get a report out from a friend of the podcast, Dave Taylor, who is from the Heavier Metal, Heavier Metal Facebook group. And so he's going to report out on that. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, those guys know how to paint over there.
Yep. And so we're going to have that interview Tuesday and then I'll put that right out.
He's just going to say, wow, 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 wow.
To all the paint jobs. Well, you look at it too. I mean, you know, it's
Well, there's
interesting.
400 Napoleons. They all look the same.
Well, no, Salute is a wargaming convention.
I thought that was Salute.
That's Monsansevino you're thinking
Oh,
of.
Jesus Christ, man.
Which is also going on this week, the same weekend we're recording this.
That's why I was confused.
Yep. Oh, I wish you know, that's a bucket list. That's my wife and I put that on 2 years from now. We're going to go to Italy.
Okay.
For our 21st wedding anniversary. Because we never do anything on the main event days, like a 20th anniversary. We always do it a year later because that's just how it works.
Yeah, I think my wife and I are going to New Orleans for our 25th, so we can get shit-faced drunk and dance naked on the streets.
You're gonna go get some beads, Dan?
Oh,
you're gonna earn them.
Yes, I'm gonna earn those beads.
It's awesome.
Yeah, what else we have is we're probably going to try to set up some like free time to like all hang out and just paint at the store. Probably once a month or something. Try to pick up some paint days and stuff because there are people that are painting in here. You know, Mike is trying to right now. I'm staring at a big hunk of metal that looks like I dropped it on the floor a couple times. But it's you know, it's something to do. You can talk and just try to get that painting community up and you know, out together now that some of the COVID restrictions are being lifted in our area. It's kind of fun just to meet other painters and see what kind of stuff they're doing. So yeah, and we add that to the cool courses, half-day courses or full-day classes that we do. Even if we import some awesome painters along to help us out. Sounds like fun, man. Looks like we're moving forward on some things.
Yeah, it feels like it's an opportunity to really rebuild. Although I don't think, rebuild's the wrong word. Reconnect the DMV kind of painting community. And there are a ton of amazing painters in the DMV.
Yeah, it's quite surprising how many great painters we have. We joke around about Europe and we joke around about the West Coast and Central U.S. But when you start looking and talking about the folks that we have here on the East Coast, especially from Virginia, we got some heavy hitters, and why not use that? Why not talk about it and celebrate that we have some awesome painters in our area, man?
Yep, and even don't forget about Baltimore. You have Dave and Will in Baltimore that are just fantastic. Dave, Will, and Isaac in Baltimore that are fantastic painters.
That's Maryland. I don't care about Maryland. Well,
man, we had one listener in Maryland.
Oh, we did? Shit.
Not anymore. Thanks, Dan.
Gosh, I won't make fun of, I don't know, what was that guy from, he wasn't Swedish, he was that other guy from that country out there near England or something that we had.
Travarian from Austria?
No. It was a real listener. Not the paid one.
Scotland. The guy from Scotland.
Yeah. So I guess I can't make any Scottish jokes.
You shouldn't make any Scottish jokes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just making sure.
You know, he turned us on to that awesome song.
That's right. All right. So yeah, we won't be making fun of them. But when we're talking about the DMV and celebrating how wonderful we are, yeah, we'll bring Maryland into the mix.
Yeah. Well,
right now, I just want to celebrate Virginia.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Isn't that a catchphrase?
That's that is. One, we might get sued, so.
Ah, shit. Scratch that.
We want to party with Virginia.
Yeah, because Virginia is for lovers.
Yeah, dang it, another copyright. No, I'm just kidding. Man, you're just going to get us broke.
Virginia is for lovers of painting.
Yeah, there we go. Lovers of minis.
Yeah. I'll probably get in trouble for that one, too.
That's all right.
And not like 50 years old, isn't it? The phrase, or 40 or something?
Probably. It's got to be older than that.
Yeah, I put all of our freaking cars and shit.
But, well, all right, man. I guess I don't know if we got anything else really to cover.
I don't know, man. It's I got one mech kind of cleaned off. He weighs a metric ton.
Yeah.
Looks like a box. And Mike's staring at his little figures over there, and we're stuck in this little room, so we might move out into the sunlight because they do have a lot of windows here, and we can get some natural lighting in. And it looks like there's some people painting out there also, so we might join them and commune with the other painters that we have in our area, or at least a few of them, before they kick us out for magic.
Yeah, there's a magic tournament here tonight, I guess. But, all right, man. Well, with that, I guess we could start the process of signing off.
Yeah. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Listening to Paint Dry, or on Twitter at Dry Listening. We also have a YouTube channel that apparently is titled Listening to Paint Dry with Mike and Dan. Please like, subscribe, or follow us wherever you get your podcast. And if you could leave us a good review, that would really help out the show.
You know what? And we'd love to hear from you. You can hit us up at listeningtopaintdry@gmail.com. Let us know what you're working on, any thoughts about the show, whatever you'd like to see. We definitely can take constructive criticism because just like our painting journey, we also want to get better in this world of podcasting.
Yeah. So, use the buddy system to be a better, braver, happier painter. Till next time.
See ya! Listening to Paint Dry with Mike and Dan is a production of LTPTWMD. All rights reserved. No portion of this recording may be used without the express written consent of the host. The music is Death by a Thousand Questions by Springtide. Download from the Free Music Archive on a non-commercial attribution share-alike basis. All views and opinions expressed in the show are solely the views and opinions of the person who said them. All celebrity voices, if any, were impersonated and done so poorly.